Studio 31.
Could have some thunder showers tonight. That's just the start of it. We'll have more at 6.
You're watching Fox 40. Live from the Fox 40 studios in the Southern Tier, reporting the stories that matter to you. This is Fox 40 News at 6.
Coming up, more than 100 new COVID cases in Broome County in the last 24 hours. Why officials say we need more people to get vaccinated. Plus, what to expect at this weekend's Surling Fest. Fox 40 News at 6 starts right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Bianco. We begin tonight with a big project on Binghamton University's campus. The school is planning to break ground on a multi-million-dollar welcome center at the main entrance. Fox 40's senior reporter Amy Hogan joins us now from campus. Amy, what can you tell us?
That's right, Haley. The information booth here behind me is being replaced with a more than $2 million welcome center, complete with restrooms, information desks, and other resources. These renderings show what it will look like. The building is thanks to a more than $1 million gift from alumni Roger Kramer, who I'm told has given quite a bit to his alma mater over the years. That money is being matched with state funds, bringing us to that $2.5 million price tag.
When people come to campus, they don't really know where to go. So now they'll have directions. They'll be able to stay there. They can park right here for free. They can walk the campus from here. It's not too far to get into a walk. Or they can move their car to admissions parking if they want to do that.
President Stenger says construction right here at the entrance of the school could obviously be a little bit disruptive to traffic coming on during the school year. So the project is expected to break ground sometime next summer. Haley, back to you.
Amy, thanks for that. One of the proudest sons of Binghamton, Rod Serling, will be honored this weekend at Surling Fest. At the Broome County Forum Theater on Saturday and Helen Foley Theater on Sunday, the two-day festival will display all things Serling and Twilight Zone. And one organizer hopes to build a statue to honor the screenwriter at Recreation Park. To do so, though, he'll need some help from residents. Fox 40's Ian Mills will have more on those fundraising efforts tonight at 10. Now, something to note for your morning commute. Starting Tuesday, exit 72 off Route 17 to Magat and Prospect Street will be closed for construction. A detour will be set up and the ramp is expected to reopen on Friday. And joining us now, we have meteorologist Rob Martin here with a look at the weather. How are things looking out there, Rob?
Not quite as jovial today, Haley. We had some heavy-hitting weather to our northwest, and we are going to be on the receiving end of it tomorrow. There was even a tornado warning to our north up along Wasco Lake. I believe that's the name of it, one of the smaller eastern Finger Lakes. So let's zoom down a little bit and take a look at it. There it was. Right around 4:30, actually a little bit before that. Then it transitioned into just a severe thunderstorm warning. So it wasn't a tornado warning long, but that's where all the heavy hitting activity, that's where the main frontal boundary is. We're a little bit more stable here in the southern tier. We could just get a few passing showers on the south side of this mess, but we got a heavier hitting front coming through late tomorrow. And with these temperatures, something had to give. This was summer-like out there. We had 2 points in the 60s. Yes, trying to be like August out there. Binghamton Metro was up to 83. Look at that, Elmira 81. And it's going to be a warm, muggy night tonight as well out ahead of the front coming in tomorrow. Again, between 11 o'clock and 3 is when we're expecting it. Some heavy-hitting thunderstorms in there. And then if you haven't heard, it's going to be back to seasonable or slightly below seasonable temps on Sunday, with just a few spotty showers. From now, back to you, Haley.
All right, Rob, thank you. County Executive Jason Garner held his weekly briefing to share his growing concerns over increases in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations. Fox 40's Tyler Cunnington joins us now with updates. Tyler?
Yes, Haley. This morning, Jason Garner sharing that Broome County has 105 new cases in the last 24 hours, bringing the total active amount to 780. Now, that total is up from 640 last week on October 7th. On top of that, the positivity rate is also now up to 6%. He also told us there are 92 people hospitalized, a number that nearly doubles the total from last Thursday at 48, and also a number we haven't seen in the ICU since January. Garner says he's concerned about the increase in cases and hospitalizations and urges residents to get vaccinated as Broome remains well below the threshold. The percentage of people with one dose still sits at 63%, while statewide that number just reached 85% on Friday. He says he's upset to see more lives at risk and more healthcare workers being pushed toward the breaking point.
And it's concerning because people are tired. We're now, almost 2 years into this, and people are just getting extremely tired. The issue is not the availability of the vaccine. It's out there. It's for whatever reason, there's about a third of county residents that just don't want to get it.
Now, Garner says that with hospitals and ICUs getting busier, people need to take the right precaution in getting their flu shots as well, which we've been hearing a lot of lately, but with the colder weather and more indoor activities approaching, it's the right thing to do. Haley, back to you.
Thanks, Tyler. In cities across the U.S., police officers are pushing back on vaccine mandates. More than 100 Raleigh City employees are threatening to sue the city over the issue, including dozens of police officers and firefighters. Adam Owens reports from North Carolina's capital.
We hope that we can reach a resolution.
James Lawrence is an attorney representing 118 Raleigh City employees, most of them police and firefighters, all of them against the city's vaccine mandate.
The policy does discriminate. It treats vaccinated and unvaccinated employees differently.
In a letter to Mayor Marianne Baldwin, they demand the mandate be withdrawn. The city offered money and vacation days to encourage workers to get their COVID-19 vaccine. They must get the shot if they want to be promoted in the future. There are exceptions for medical and religious reasons, but unvaccinated first responders must have weekly coronavirus tests.
A fundamental rethinking of this entire policy would be in order.
Lawrence says there are a number of problems with the rules. Among them, he says they were not properly vetted and voted on. Lawrence says these kinds of rules could cause good city employees to leave Raleigh for jobs elsewhere. I asked him about the motivation of those city employees behind this demand letter.
These people, are they anti-vaccine?
No, they're not anti-vaccine. And we point that out in the letter too. They're not anti-vaccine. They're not anti-science. They are folks who want to have the ability to make a choice as to whether or not they take one of the COVID-19 vaccines. And it's a pro-individual freedom, pro-bodily autonomy position.
All right, and coming up after the break, despite empty shelves and supply chain problems, Americans are shopping more than usual. What that means for businesses, next.
Next, Young Sheldon. Tonight, following Fox 40 News at 6.
Welcome back. In today's Fox Business Briefs, a retail sale rise, plus a former Boeing pilot is being charged with fraud. And a major automaker says it'll be impacted by the chip shortage for another month. Fox Business Network's Cheryl Cassone has these stories and more.
Americans were shopping again last month. Despite reports of empty shelves and supply chain problems, retail sales rose 0.7% in September. Economists were expecting a decline, mostly because of the chip shortage, causing a limited supply of cars to buy. Excluding auto sales, retail sales rose 0.8%. Investors appear more upbeat after Thursday's stock market rally and better than expected earnings from big banks. Goldman Sachs reporting a stronger than expected quarter on Friday morning. Boeing shares are higher after Thursday's slump that followed reports of another issue with its 787 Dreamliner. Another disappointing development for Boeing. A former Boeing pilot has been indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of deceiving regulators about the 737 MAX. Well, Toyota expects to produce 15% fewer cars in November because of the ongoing chip shortage. The automaker expects to ramp up production starting in December by sticking to its latest full-year production target. Toyota had been planning to see a rebound in November. Now it's lowering the number of cars it will make that month between 100,000 and 150,000. A luxury brand Hugo Boss is saying demand improve, a sign people are back to dressing up. Its summer quarter better than expected, and it's offering an upbeat forecast for the year. Well, for more stories, log on to foxbusiness.com. In New York, I'm Cheryl Cassone.
Now we continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will look at what made headlines in Broome 100 years ago. Delivering that news for us now is local Broome County historian and president of the Preservation Association of the Southern Tier, Roger Luther.
100 years ago today, the Binghamton Chamber of Commerce announced today that there is currently very little unemployment in this city and the surrounding towns. The 1921 Better Babies contest began last week, and so far about 200 babies from Binghamton and the vicinity have been enrolled in the contest. A memorial plaque to the men and women of Broome County who served in the World War was dedicated today at the new American Legion Clubhouse on Main Street. Owego Chamber of Commerce announced plans to issue a booklet describing the advantages of living and doing business in Owego. And finally, a stray cow was found wandering around Oak Hill Avenue in Endicott yesterday, so now a search is on to locate its owner. And that was 100 years ago.
Now let's see how things are looking outside. Here's a live look at the weather on the Parkway from the Fox 40 studios in Vestal. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Rob Martin has your full forecast.
Next Big Bang. Tonight at 7 on Fox 40.
Welcome back. The Syracuse market meteorologists have been busy this afternoon. Some heavy hitting activity to the north of us. Even a tornado warning briefly there along Owasco Lake. There it is, right at 416. That little red polygon wasn't there posted for long, but all this heavy hitting activity is going to stay to the north of us. We can't rule out a spotty shower here. The heavy hitting stuff is coming for us tomorrow. So look at the temps. I mean, 75, the record was 78, so we're only three degrees off, and it was humid out there. That 59, that's the average low for like the first week of August, that type thing. Right now, nice and dry along Vestal Parkway. This is the number at the airport, 2.64, not particularly high by July standards, but for October, it is sky high, and that's part of what triggered the thunderstorm activity to the north. Still 73 at the airport, 77 out in Elmira, and it's going to be a warm, kind of muggy night out there with a few passing showers. Stronger front coming through late tomorrow morning, early tomorrow afternoon. Some showers are going to linger behind that front for several hours, and then we have some spotty showers, and finally going to feel like fall around here all the way through next week. So here's the front just to the north of us, and there was a lot of activity along the front and in the muggy sector right to the south of us. You get towards the PA border, a little bit more stable where we are in Binghamton in the south. So all that activity stays to the north, but this area low pressure is going to move right along that front and drag that cold front through here tomorrow morning. So let's pick it up on the Futurecast. So the models have a pretty good grip on it. I like to see that when the model looks like the last loop of the radar run, and there they go. Maybe a few spotty showers around here overnight, and then very strong southerly flow. Here comes the front, right around daybreak, out there to the west of Elmira, and it marches onward towards us by noon. By 1 o'clock, crossing I-81 out into Shenango County and Delaware County. Very heavy rain, gusty winds, breezy out ahead of this. So we can't rule out a severe thunderstorm warning in here, and then there's going to be a wide swath of rain for several hours behind it until about 5 or 6 o'clock. It finally pulls east of I-81 right around 6, and look at these temperatures drop. It's going to be in the 40s before midnight tomorrow, and then we'll bottom out in the lower 40s the next couple of nights. And then as we head into Sunday, much cooler. A lot of areas struggling to hit 50 degrees, and there'll be a few lake effect rain showers. Could be some small hail with some of those as well. A little blustery out there as well. And then we could possibly drop down in the 30s a couple times next week, but tonight, not so. Into the 60s we stay. It'll be quite mild out there, maybe a passing shower, and that's about it. So tomorrow there could be a few showers out ahead of this mess early, and then by about noon, thunderstorms, strong ones between 11 o'clock and 2, still raining behind that system between 3 and 5 o'clock. And then we cool off tomorrow. Look at the lows, down to 39 late Monday night, only into the lower 50s Sunday and Monday. A few spotty showers on Sunday, and then we're looking nice for the middle part of the week. Stay with us though. Dylan's next with sports.
Fox 40 Deals presents Bid to Buy, the local auction site that lets you see and bid on local items of all shapes and sizes. Here are this week's featured items.
Up for auction from the Inn at Starlight Lake is a $250 gift certificate with starting bid of $90. Also up for auction from the Pilates Salon is 10 group classes, a $165 value with a starting bid of $55.
Bid to buy. Local products, great prices, happy bidding.
Puck dropped on the NHL season earlier this week, and the New York Rangers returned to Madison Square Garden last night for their home opener, hosting Dallas. Rangers paying a 7-second silent tribute in honor of Hall of Famer Rod Gilbert and all that he gave to the hockey community. First period, no score. Jacob Peterson takes it down the ice all by himself and chips it into the back of the net, and the Stars strike first. It's 1-0. Second period, same score with less than a minute left in the power play. Radik Faska puts away the puck off of a rebound, and the Stars' lead is now 2-0. Later in the second, same score. Ryan Strome rips a shot down the middle, but Braden Holtby comes up big on the save here to preserve the 2-goal lead for the Stars. What a save by Holtby. Rangers down 2-1 now. Keandre Miller hits a shot from just outside the neutral zone. Chris Kreider lifts his skate out of the way, and the puck goes into the back of the net to tie the game at 2. This one goes to overtime. In OT, Miro Heiskanen skates in and beats Igor Shesterkin for the game winner as the Stars spoil the Rangers' home opener with a 3-2 overtime win. Be sure to come back to Fox 40 tonight at 10 as we'll have all your highlights from the 6th Football Friday of the season. We got a couple big matchups between state-ranked teams, including Tioga hosting Harpersville-Afton and Union Endicott hosting Elmira. We'll have scores and highlights from those games and much more, so be sure to come back tonight at 10. But for right now, that is it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Isn't it great that we're all getting together again, having people over, going somewhere? I can make any event a rock star party, even if it's just dinner at home with Tiki Tunes, right? I look at this and I think, oh my gosh, it's brilliant. I wish I would have invented it. This is an LED flame, right? Love that. And a Bluetooth speaker. So now you can have all the ambiance you want and your favorite tunes wherever you want to have them. They're rechargeable. They'll go up to 6 hours. How great is that? You can just set these on the dinner table, and spaghetti night is an event. You can pair 2 of these together and make stereo sound. You can get the ones that come with the extra stakes and actually use them as tiki torches outside because they're meant to be inside or outside. P.S. and by the way, I have real tiki torches, never used them, way too much trouble. Look how great these are. Super clean, no problems, no issues. I don't have to worry about the safety of them, and they stream my favorite music. I will promise you, however, that if you have teenagers in your house, they will steal these for all of their events and take them to their rooms because they love the aesthetic and they love their favorite music. This is one of the most fun ideas I've ever seen, and I really do wish I'd invented it. Right now on localsteals.com, these are all up to 30% off, and I can't think of a better way to make the most of any day and night, and I know you're gonna love it.
The Big Bang Theory, tonight at 7 on Fox 40.
We are wrapping things up now with some good news, starting with a kid who wins a national hair competition for his mullet. Jeremy Roth has that story and more.
What this Arkansas boy did after winning a national best mullet competition proves he doesn't just have a spectacular head of hair, but a heart of gold to match. 11-year-old Alan Baltz has been growing his prodigious plumage since the beginning of the pandemic. So when he found out there was a cash prize, he decided to enter the USA Mullet Championship. But it's not what you think. After winning the kids division, Alan was less party in the back and more business in the front. He decided to donate all $2,500 of his winnings to local foster care organizations.
Well, I know how it feels to be in foster care, so I just thought maybe it would be sweet to do it.
And just like his impressive hair, his community is behind him. Alan's generosity has inspired more than $3,000 in donations to 2 separate foster care organizations. So what's next for Alan? A haircut, maybe?
Nobody's gonna touch that.
Speaking of hair-raising stories, after spotting a snake going under their house, a California homeowner called in a local expert for help. But what he found under there was shocking.
Total of 92 rattlesnakes underneath her house.
You heard that right. he removed 92 rattlesnakes. The handler says this veritable viper pit was likely caused by drought conditions, and not only was he not rattled by the find, he was downright giddy.
I was tickled pink. I wish that happened every day to me. Give me 300. I mean, as long as I got enough containers to put them in and come back enough, I'll do it all day long.
Ugh. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Oh my, the nice weather's coming to an end, Haley. It did to the north of us today. There was a tornado warning up there north of Cortland briefly. It's going to hit the fan for us tomorrow. Between 11 o'clock and 2, a heavy line of thunderstorms coming through, some gusty winds, some very heavy rain, some rain lingering for several hours behind that until about 5 or 6. And you're going down south Sunday. That's your apple picking day.
Yeah, I asked for a personalized forecast to go apple picking. I'm hoping there's some Honey Crisps left on the trees. Those are my favorite.
Very fall-like on
Right.
Sunday.
It's going to feel like it?
Spotty shower, maybe 50.
Oh.
A little breezy.
I
Down
can
in the
dress for
40s.
fall then. Perfect.
Absolutely. I had a mullet too. Speaking of mullets,
I
back in the late
cannot
80s,
wait
a
to
real
see
mullet.
photos of this.
Not as good as that kid had, but it was definitely mullet-ish. I had it for about a year and then I had to cut
I
it
loved
off.
how it was blowing in the wind. Well, I can't wait to see those pics. Thanks for being with us and thank you for watching. We'll see you again tonight at 10. Have a great evening.